It's the 4:30 wake up, man. Roll call, where you at? Hey, so first, before I go, right, I got to give a shout to all of the single mothers out there that's doing their thing, that's raising these young kings and these young queens and doing it all on your own, right? Never take nothing against a good woman that's doing her best to try to raise some good kids. But real quick, man, I want to shout out to all my fathers out there, man, for all the ones that not only stuck around, but is trying to actually raise up a new generation to break that curse, to break that generational curse, man, to break the chains of psychological bondage that has been inflicted upon our young kings and our young queens, man. So I salute you, especially shout out to my boy Roy, shout out to my boy Alan, man. You know, when you raising boys in this thing, it's not to say it's different than raising girls, but raising boys is a unique challenge in and of itself, man. And so, you know, I couldn't wait. Once I found out that I was gonna become a father, like I couldn't wait to be able to do for him what was never done to me, right? Because I was raised in a single parent household. Not to say that my father was an absentee father, he died young, right? So I grew up in these streets without a father, without guidance, without instruction, without an example that I could follow. And I remember, man, a long time ago, before my son was born, my sister Naomi, she bought me this plaque. And the plaque said that every father must, I still remember this to this day, that's crazy. She said every father must remember that his son will not follow his advice, but his example. And so I gotta be honest with you. I'm looking at the landscape of the world right now. I'm trying to find my place in it. And what I can honestly say is that if I were to be an abject failure, if everything I ever tried to touch never materialized into anything, I just tried and I failed, I tried and I failed, and the best that I could amount my life to be was a clerk at Circle K and make sure that I wish people a good day every time they come to pump gas and get coffee. But I was able to spend these days with my son, walking him to school, getting him up in the morning and picking him up from school, going to practice, working on these routes, working out, and just giving him the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding that I've accumulated over the past 38 years and just set him up for success. If I can just be present, be there, and do my best to prepare my son for the next chapter in his life, then that to me, I would be the ultimate success story. That's how I look at it, because that's to me the most important thing in my life, because I understand that I can look back in my life and I can see those places where I went left when I should have went right. And all I needed was just somebody to say, hey, little brother, what is you doing, man? Let me explain to you what's on the other side of this road if you choose to cross the street. And then maybe my life would have turned out different. It's not to say that I didn't get that kind of tutelage or instruction from anybody in my life, but just not anybody that I could look at and say, I want to be like you, whose life I could say I definitely want to emulate. And so being the example for my son to me is the most important thing in life. And so I salute all of the single parents, mothers and fathers, but especially my fathers, man, that's out there doing their thing, raising their kids and just trying to do the best that you can to prepare them for success in their life, man. If you present and accounted for, hey, man, I salute you. It's the 4:30 wake up.